Hi there, guys. I'm Alexandra, and you're listening to the first ever Smart Choice podcast. And that's right, we're making a podcast because today, as of today, Smart Choice is 1 year old. So, it's our birthday today, mine and my blogs, and we're celebrating by introducing this podcast, this new form of content for you guys. So I thought it would be a great time to tell you more things about me, about the lessons learned so far in 1 year of blogging, and last but not least, start another form of connecting with you all, because sometimes we don't have the time or the patience to sit and read an entire article, so I thought to also have an audio form of content so that it will make things easier for both of us. Faster content creation for me and more freedom for you. So when you just pop in a pair of headphones, it all becomes way easier, especially if you're living with an illness like MS and need to rest your eyes. And more details about MS later if somebody would wish them. So let's begin by first letting you know some background things about my life until and through the diagnosis. But let's do some updates for people who don't know. MS is a chronic neurological disease which has no cure. It acts like an autoimmune condition. In this case, the cells being attacked by the immune system are the brain cells, thus starting an unpredictable journey which can end up in all types of symptoms and outcomes, depending on where the lesions occur in the central nervous system, the brain, and the spinal cord. I was diagnosed with MS almost 2 years ago in July 2014 at 28 years old after an acute episode of optic neuritis in my right eye. That's an inflammation of the optic nerve that led me to see blurry, to see foggy, and to not be able to distinguish colors well. Many tests and months later, I received the clear diagnosis of MS in the relapsing remitting form, the most common yet most unpredictable form of MS. Let me know if you'd like me to make more content on these issues so that you can know more about MS, its types, its forms, its symptoms, and so on. For now, I will restrict to the today's topic, and that's giving you some background and some of the lessons I've learned in 1 year of blogging. What can I tell you? My life before the diagnosis was a typical one for a 20 or so person, basically, an average outcome. I graduated with a bachelor degree in sociology, focusing on communication and public opinion, then followed with a master's in opinion polls, marketing, and advertising, and that's a long title for a just 1.5 year master's degree. Went on and added 2 intermediate Spanish courses at the Cervantes Institute in Bucharest, did some graphic design and photography courses while starting a career in sales. And all that while having a simpler and normal 20 or so lifestyle, going out with friends, reading, watching movies, enjoying life, and so on. And then the funniest thing happened. It was the miracle of my life, and I'm so ironical about this. MS happened. Multiple sclerosis happened to me and made me choose. Made me choose the path I wanted to go on next, because life as I knew it was no longer possible. It was a crossroads, and I needed to decide if I continued on the path society had planned for me, or if I would carve my own. So I chose to get off the beaten trail and follow my dreams, because either way, life was going to be ending. It ends for all of us at some point. But it was an opportunity for me to want even more to follow my dreams and to carve a different path for myself from that I was given from society, or from that society expected of me. So, given the uncertainty of my condition, I was not willing to end up regretting the choices I've made. I decided to listen to my intuition and take a year off everything. So, you might have heard about a thing called a sabbatical. That's 1 year, 12 months of break from your work activities, from your school activities. Basically, it's time off for you to reconnect to yourself or basically just relax and recharge after a strenuous period in your life. So I took that sabbatical and it turned out to be two sabbaticals because this July it will be 12 years, Jesus Christ, it will be 2 years since I started this break for me, and it has brought a lot of joy and a lot of self-understanding, and it's been a lovely period, which I will talk about it with you later on. So this is my MS kind of brain fog coming to speak with you. So if I ramble, don't mind it. It happens from time to time. It's not permanent. It happens when, I don't know, I'm tired or I don't find my words. It passes. The sabbatical taught me a lot about health and choosing the right things for my life. It was and still is a learning period of time that led me and leads me to the point where I am today. Choosing to do it my way helped me transform my lifestyle and understand so much about what needs to be done in order to live peacefully, or at least in acceptance with myself or with multiple sclerosis, because it's a mouthful, it's an unpredictable disease, and it's not a pretty thing to live with. But it's grown on me. It has become somewhat acceptable. And that's my point of view. I don't speak for other people, but for myself, it has become acceptable and I know it to be part of myself. So it doesn't scare me as much as it did at one point. I understand it to be a struggle between two of my most important systems in the body, the immune system and the nervous system. So I accept it and I try to soothe it for as much as possible, uh, taking and making the best choices for my lifestyle, and thus writing about them on the blog. I don't know, I've always been that kind of person who wants to have my own voice, to be able to speak my truths and tell my story. That's an important part of my life and it has always been. But my voice should always serve a purpose, convey a message, and be of some help to the person hearing it. Otherwise, it's just noise. I'm basically just speaking and rambling and to no use. The best way I usually find my voice is through writing. I have time to reflect on ideas, correlate bits and pieces of information, and put it all together. When I speak, it's more spontaneous. I can say random things and I can put them together, but I cannot, I don't know, go back on them. So that's why a podcast is really useful, because if I say something intelligent or something that needs to be remembered, it's here for the taking, it's here to be remembered and replayed over and over again. Hopefully I will say something intelligent. So by nature, I'm that kind of analytical mind that likes doing research after research in order to know and learn. So you might see that. You also might call me a bookworm, or better said, an information worm, because the second term covers all the written, spoken, and video sources of things. So I'm most of an avid information seeker. There, I've said it. One can only become able to have an opinion or understand something only after listening to what has been said before, to read what has been written before, and so on. And That is what I did for a long time before starting Smart Choice. I found out that the more I learned, the more I understood how complex and at the same time simple we all are as human beings. Some of us struggle and some of us go smoothly throughout life. But those two things do not exclude one another. We all have struggles, we all have smooth periods in our lives, and what differentiates us is how we choose to react to what is happening to us. The choices we make when we struggle are the ones that will grow us as human beings, are the ones that represent us. I know there are people who choose to repress pain and hardship and to fight against it. But in fact, I want to tell them that they're only fighting against themselves, ending up more torn at the end. I was there. I did that. So it's not a pleasant circumstance. You fight against yourself, you're in denial, you're angry. And I wasn't so pleased about that moment, that period in my life, but I chose at that time to live through the pain, to go through what was challenging me, cry the tears, feel the anger, feel the angst, get informed, get educated, and transform into another version of me. Basically, I wanted to grow in spite of my MS. I want to spite it so bad because for some point in my life I animated the MS. I thought of it as a person. So that's, for me, now that's wrong because MS is not a person, MS is not real, MS is just a disease. So basically, you need to get your stuff together and your ducks in a row and understand that is an illness. That's part of you. Basically, you're fighting against yourself. You're fighting with yourself. That's not in any way, shape, or form constructive to anyone. Fighting against yourself. You have a disease which fights against your brain. Why fight against yourself? So I basically stopped doing that and understood that I need time, that it's all a process, that life doesn't end here. And how could it have ended? Because I was not even 30 when I was diagnosed. I was just beginning my life, basically. So I took the challenge, and after some time, I chose to document and share it through what it will become Smart Choice Lifestyle. The blog is the result of countless journaling pages, videos, books, articles, conversations, meditations, prayers, inner conflicts, and pain lived. That's why sometimes it might seem conflicted, angry, sad, happy, or went into warrior modes, went into conquer all and fight a mess and destroy it because I want to destroy it basically. It's all me at different stages of life, at different moments, at different I don't know, angry moments, sad moments, happy moments, and now it's a happy moment, by the way. So a year has gone since I've started here, and the process is still going on. I'm still searching, I'm still challenging, still growing, but at a steadier pace because really is calm after the storm. I'm not just saying that to pretend that life is pretty all the time because it isn't. That's the fact. Life it's irregular, has ups and downs, happy moments, sad moments, health and sickness, good and bad. And the thing we have to learn in time and in time master is to navigate with the flow, how to ride the wave smoothly. Our life, it's a wave, so we need to learn how to navigate it, to choose well for ourselves, to be educated, informed, and to maintain our health for as long as possible. Basically, we need to at least try to do that. I know it's hard with a chronic condition, but we might start somewhere and do that for ourselves. Being grounded is another one of the important things you'll ever need to master, in my point of view. It has to do with getting to know yourself, to understand your actions, reactions, thoughts, emotions, and the reason why you have each one of them. It has to do with being curious about life, about new discoveries. It's all about setting challenges for yourself, about training, about never losing hope, because better times will come. So, and that I assure you. Worse time will come too, but better times will come again and again and again, and that's a fact. And the sooner you begin to learn and explore, the better. Because we all have our different rhythms, our different beliefs, habits, likes, and dislikes, but the journey is the same for all of us. We need to become present in our own life, get to know oneself, and learn how to navigate our own wave. We have to choose our path in life. I'm repeating it and I will say it again, again, and again. Choose the best thing for yourself. Choose the smart way, choose the informed way. It's the best thing you can do to soothe yourself and to come to peace with yourself, little by little. When you're feeling well, you're gonna be well in the long run. If you're choosing to be angry, to be bitter, to spite everybody, to get frustrated, it's not gonna serve you, first of all, and then it will not serve anyone around you. And you will attract all those negative things. Your body will get into anxiety, into stress, into anger, and it will all tumble down and it will all snowball on you. It will create a snowball effect, and you will get worse and worse and worse. But what if you try to do things the opposite way and try to choose wisely, positively, try to smile even through the pain, try to wrap your mind around what it means for you to be happy, what you still have in your life to be grateful for, and so on. And I would sit and talk here for hours and hours with you on this topic, and give you lots of advice and lots of things that I've learned so far, but it will be an awfully long recording, so I will keep these other issues for another time. For next week, hopefully I will have enough time to record another podcast. I would so much like to do it, because this is a beta after all, is the first episode, but I hope I will be able to do a second one. I want to do it because this next year smart choice is going to focus more on listening to your stories, to focusing on telling your stories and trying to help you the best that it can. It will try to it will aim think positively. It will aim to inspire and motivate you to overcome struggles and ride a wave. So I will try to do that with you at the same time, to ride my own wave while you'll ride yours. So let me hear all your stories. I will try. What's with me and try today? I wish to listen to your stories. I wish to know them. I wish to share my stories with you as much as possible, to help you learn, help you gather your own thoughts, because I'm not the one who's gonna decide for you at the end of the day. You're the one pushing the button and taking the decisions. So I'm here to inform you, to tell stories about MS, to tell stories about MSers, to have a conversation with all of you of what it takes to live a healthy, smart, and happier life with multiple sclerosis. What it takes to make the smart choice for you to live well, even with a chronic disease. And that's my goal for the second year of Smart Choice Lifestyle. To tell stories, to tell the world about how powerful and how strong and how beautiful inside and out people are. People with MS. People who live day by day not knowing if they're gonna be well or not. So I'm just aiming to tell those stories to the world, to one another, to make a connection between the world and the people it almost wants to leave behind. Strong people that society wants to leave behind. But that's for another episode. Thank you for listening for this first one, and hopefully, as I said, we will hear each other next week. I hope.